Hello and welcome. If you've recently changed your name, then first of all, a huge congratulations. But, amidst all the excitement, there's one bit of admin that you absolutely cannot forget. Telling HMRC. It sounds small, but trust me, getting it wrong can cause some proper headaches. So to help you get this sorted, the experts over at ProTax Accountant have put together this complete 2026 guide. It's designed to help you get it right, first time, and avoid any of those nasty surprises.
Okay, so let's cut right to the chase. Could an old name on your record actually block a tax refund you're really counting on? Or even worse, could it put the brakes on your mortgage application right at the last minute? The answer is absolutely, yes. This is not just some minor paperwork you can put off. It's one of those tiny details that can create some surprisingly big and pretty expensive problems.
And that's exactly why we're taking the time to walk through this properly. The team at ProTax Accountant sees the fallout from this exact issue all the time. They know firsthand how a simple name mismatch can snowball into a really complicated problem. So they've poured all that real-world experience into this guide to give you clear, practical info so you can keep your financial identity safe and sound.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll dig into why this update is so much more important than you probably think. Then we'll look at the 3 main ways you can do it, so you can pick the one that's best for you. After that, we'll get into the specific documents you'll need. And then, crucially, we'll cover the common mistakes to avoid. Finally, we'll wrap it all up with a handy checklist to make sure you've got all your bases covered.
Right, so first things first, why is this such a big deal? I get it, it's easy to see it as just another thing on a very, very long to-do list, especially after something like a wedding or a divorce, but this is about way more than just paperwork. Seriously, think of it as a key part of looking after your financial health. It's all about making sure the system works for you, not against you.
And you can really see the domino effect here. A name mismatch can stop a tax refund dead in its tracks. Why? Well, HMRC's systems see a conflict between your tax record and your bank account, and they'll flag it. For a mortgage, lenders do really strict identity checks. If the name on your payslips doesn't match what HMRC has, the whole application can grind to a halt. It can even mess with benefit payments. And on top of all that, it's not just a good idea, it's actually a legal requirement.
Okay, so now that we're clear on the why, let's get stuck into the how. The good news is, HMRC gives you a few different ways to do this, so you can just pick the one that suits you best. Whether you're happy doing things online, you'd rather talk to a real person, or you prefer doing things by post, there's an option for you. So you've got 3 main choices. By far the fastest is doing it online through your personal tax account, or what you might know as the government gateway. Honestly, if you've got your documents ready to go, you could be done in the time it takes to make a cup of tea. Then there's the phone, which is great if your case is a little bit complicated and you want to talk it through. And of course, you can still go old school and do it by post, but just be ready for a bit of a wait with that one.
And hey, here's a fantastic little tip before you end up waiting on hold for ages. Give the online web chat a try first. Get this. HMRC's own figures show that a whopping 75% of people who use their digital assistant find the answer they need without ever picking up the phone. That's 3 out of every 4 people. So it's a brilliant place to start for quick questions, and it could save you a ton of time.
Now, if you do decide to call, here's some info you'll want to jot down. The number you need is 0300 200 3300. And here's the pro tip. The best time to get through without a massive wait is before 10 a.m. on a weekday. And to make that call go as smoothly as possible, have your national insurance number right there in front of you before you dial. It just means the advisor can pull up your details straight away.
Okay, next up, getting your documents ready. This is probably the single most important part of the whole process. If you get this bit right, everything else is a breeze. All HMRC needs is one piece of official legal proof, and which document that is depends entirely on why your name has changed. Being prepared here is the difference between a 15-minute job and a 3-week headache. It's actually pretty straightforward. If you've gotten married, you'll need your marriage certificate. If you're going back to a previous name after a divorce, it's the decree absolute. For any other personal reason, it's a deed poll. And for a gender transition, you'll need a gender recognition certificate. The main thing is, before you even start, have a clear digital copy, like a PDF or a good quality photo from your phone, ready to upload.
And here's a perfect example of just how easy this can be. Let's think about someone like Chloe, a freelance graphic designer in London. After her wedding, she realized her name needed updating. So she logged into her HMRC account, followed the prompts to change her details, and uploaded a quick photo of her marriage certificate that she'd taken on her phone. The whole thing done in about 15 minutes. See, it really doesn't have to be a big ordeal.
That's not all. Here's where most people go wrong. Even with all the right documents, things can still get a bit tricky. So let's talk about the common mistakes, because knowing what to watch out for can save you a world of hassle. This is all about learning from the little trip-ups other people have made so you can sidestep them completely.
This quote from a forum user really hits the nail on the head about a super frustrating problem. Think about it. To log in, you need to prove who you are, maybe with your passport. But you can't, because your passport has your new name and HMRC still has your old one. It's a genuine catch-22. And as this person found out, often the quickest way to fix this specific problem is to just stop trying online, take a deep breath, and pick up the phone. Okay, this next point is absolutely crucial if you're self-employed or you run your own business. Stay with me because this is so important. Updating your personal tax account, that's just step one. You also have to update your business records for self-assessment, your VAT registration, and if you have any staff, your PAYE payroll records. These are often separate processes, and forgetting them can cause some serious compliance issues down the line.
And here's another classic mistake. You get the confirmation, you check your personal tax account, it all looks fine. But then a letter for your self-assessment arrives with your old name on it. What's going on? Well, HMRC is a massive organization with loads of different systems, and they don't always talk to each other instantly. So the takeaway here is you've got to be a bit proactive. A few weeks later, check your pay slips, check your tax letters, and if you see the old name, just give them a polite call.
Right, we are nearly there, I promise. So, you've sent your update and HMRC has confirmed it's all done. Great! But your job isn't quite finished yet. Stay with me, because this final checklist is the step everyone forgets, and it's what will make sure this whole job is properly ticked off your list for good.
The key thing to remember is that HMRC is just the first really important piece of the puzzle. You've also got to tell your employer for your payroll. Your bank needs to know for security, the DVLA for your driving license, and the passport office are legal requirements. And don't forget your pension providers, the local council for your council tax, and even the student loans company. It's a bit of a list, but it's worth working through it methodically.
And here is one last bit of golden advice to make sure this all goes smoothly. Don't jump the gun. Wait until you have that official confirmation from HMRC, whether it's a letter in the post or a notification online, before you start contacting everyone else. Why? Because a lot of those other places might actually check with HMRC to verify your identity. Having that confirmation just makes everything else that much easier.
So, that's the name change process sorted, from start to finish. But it does bring up a bigger question, doesn't it? Now that this bit of admin is handled, what about the rest of your tax situation? A name change often happens because of a big life event, right? A marriage, a new business. So is your tax setup as organized and efficient as it could be? It's a great moment to just pause and think about that bigger picture.
Look, while changing your name with HMRC can be pretty straightforward if you follow these steps, let's be honest, UK tax in general often isn't. If you're running a business, or you have a few different income streams, or you just want that peace of mind knowing you're not paying a penny more than you have to, well, getting an expert to help can be the smartest move you make.
If any of this has left you feeling a little bit out of your depth, or if you just have other tax questions, the team at Pro Tax Accountant are brilliant. They're ready to help. You can get them on WhatsApp or give them a call on 07985 689912, or just drop an email to info@protaxaccountant.co.uk. They're fantastic at making complicated tax stuff feel simple.
And if you want to go over everything we've talked about today in more detail, you can read the full in-depth guide over on the Pro Tax Accountant blog. And of course, for more guides just like this one, make sure you hit subscribe on the channel so you don't miss out on what's next. And we're done! Your name is sorted with HMRC, which is a fantastic step. But just remember, the information in this guide is for general guidance and was prepared in late 2025. When it comes to your own specific financial situation, it's always best to chat with a qualified professional, like the team at Pro Tax Accountant. Thanks so much for watching.